Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is so early in the goddamn morning. It is 7 a.m. And that might be a normal start time for a lot of people, but for me that is so not a normal start time. And also, I only got to bed last night at about 4 or 5 a.m. because I had some really exciting business calls that went on until that time because I was calling people that were in LA, so I had to stay up. So my eyes are blaring red. But let me tell you what's happening. We only have literally less than 15 minutes to get ready. I'm currently in Dublin. Do I want to be in Dublin? No. Where do I want to be? In Brighton, in bed. I'm in Dublin right now because I have my final stage visa embassy interview today for my work visa. So obviously you need a work visa to work in America, and obviously I'm going to be working in America with the shows and beyond. And so my lawyer applied for my visa, a while ago, and it got approved, which is great, but that's really step one of step two. And this is like a really big step now, which is, having this in-person meeting and interview, and I really have like no idea what it actually entails. I'm like really, really, really fucking nervous, if I'm being honest with you. It's their way of like proving that you're not a criminal, but it's also like, I've read online, like based on vibes, genuinely, like the person interviewing you can like deny you the visa literally just based on like the mood they're in, which is super scary considering I've literally out of pocket spent so much money on this visa already that like truthfully I could still get denied for, if you know what I mean. And we still have time until the first shows, that if anything went wrong we could reapply with the premium processing and get it approved then. But there's a lot on my shoulders right now. I'm also drinking a Pepsi first thing in the morning to give me some sort of energy. My body is not a temple this morning, I'll tell you that. And it's just, I couldn't be fucked if I'm being completely honest with you. I'm not in a good mood. But there's just a lot on my shoulders right now because there's a lot of people relying on me getting this visa. I mean, my tour company are relying on me getting this tour visa. My family are relying on me. My manager is relying on me getting this. The muckers are relying on me getting this. Like, there's just a lot of pressure right now, and I feel like a little bit of a fucking kettle about to erupt, if I'm being completely honest with you. And so, the last thing I want to do today, if I'm being completely honest with you, specifically at 7 in the morning, is sit in front of a fucking US officer at an embassy and prove that I'm worth it. Like, that's literally what it is. Like, that's what my morning's gonna be. My morning is gonna be sitting in front of a fucking US visa person, basically trying to get them to believe that I am someone of significance, which is so stupid, but that's the only way you can get the visa. And I've read online that these people go through so many people in a day that they don't review your case before you go. So you basically have to reiterate your entire case. But the problem is, I didn't submit my case. My lawyer did. And it's like 500 pages. So I don't know the entire case. I know certain things of it, but I don't know. It's just a lot, and it's a lot of pressure, and I don't know. I can't wait for this all the way over. There's been so many things with, this next stage of my life in terms of working in America that have been great, but it's been really stressful behind the scenes, if I'm being completely honest. It's been really expensive. I mean, I thought the tour company were going to sort like the visas and stuff like that, but I mean, I had to pay for it myself for whatever reason. And I mean, dude, that was like I literally had to drop like, I think it was like 10,000, maybe $13,000, $15,000 on this visa, and I haven't even fully got it yet. And it's just like, I don't know. It's like, today's the big day, which is the big interview, but I've gone through so much to do with the visa before this stage that I'm so exhausted. So ironically, on the most important day, I'm like so over it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try perk myself up. And here's the thing, I will perk myself up before it. I know how to fucking act. And I will, be so lovely and so charming and so whatever, but while I have the option not to be right now, maybe you're gonna, I look so ugly right now. Like my eyes are blaring red from the minimal sleep I've gotten. And I'm being so negative. Vibes are so down right now. But wow, my eyes literally do look kind of crazy. At least I'm hiding the red around them with concealer. I tried listening to the Wicked soundtrack when I woke up to like pick vibes up. How much time do I have? I have less than 10 minutes before I need to be in an Uber. But anyways, I guess it's fun to be back in Dublin. Yay. I am staying in one of my favorite hotels, which is lovely. It's called the Shelburne, and it's where like all the presidents stay. I stayed here with my mum. This was actually the first trip I ever went on, was me and my mum came to Dublin. There's a video somewhere on my YouTube channel where we do like a hotel room tour. Like we booked like a ridiculous room, and it was, I think we booked JFK's suite, like the suite that JFK would stay in, and it was just like my way of treating my mum after getting like my first YouTube paycheck. And that was this hotel. So there's a lot of sweet memories attached to this hotel, so I'm grateful to be back in here for that. I feel like I put so much concealer on that it's making the rest of my face look so red, but who cares? Who cares? Things are so based on vibes right now. I am going to grab my blush really quick. The Wicked Diamond. I've read online that like the visa officers can be quite rude and like quite condescending in order to like break you. Maybe let me tell you, I'm easily broken today. I hope they are going to appreciate the fact that I put on some REM Beauty blush for them. But anyways, I'm excited to be in Dublin. Obviously, I don't want to be here. I need to be moving out of my apartment. My apartment deadline is literally in the next fucking 2 weeks. And I need to be, rehearsing the show and all these different things. But this is just something I literally need to do. And there's so many people banking on me doing a good job today. But the problem is, it's really not up to me doing a good job. It's up to the mood of the visa officer. And listen, they're just doing their job, but I understand the fact that they can maybe, give a harsh opinion based on something that's out of my control. So, here's the thing. I'm gonna go in, they're gonna see my beautiful REM Beauty blush, and they're gonna smell my beautiful number 5 Chanel. And they are gonna be so wowed. At least I fucking hope. Maybe I'll even put on some REM Beauty plumping lip gloss for them. Let's give them a treat. I flew Ryanair, which is like a really cheap budget airline, and they don't really allow any baggage, so I'm literally here with a backpack. So I've got to rewear the same outfit. So I'm gonna go get dressed right now, and then I'll come back, and we need to leave very, very, very soon, so goodbye. Okay, if I do not leave in the next 2 minutes, I'm gonna be severely late. So we are going to quickly rush through all this. I listened to Dancing Through Life 4 times on repeat, so the vibes are definitely picking themselves up. I think I'm also starting to go into a little bit of panic, which is probably gonna keep me going. The adrenaline will keep me going, that is fine. I don't give a fuck how the adrenaline is being put into my body. If it's a panic attack, that's fine. Just get me through this fucking interview. Here's the thing. I haven't been in a traditional workspace in a long time, so I haven't gone through an interview or anything like this since I probably joined college. This is genuinely one of the biggest ones. What do you mean I'm talking to a government official? That is scary. Okay, I'm gonna love and leave you because I really do need to leave, but I will update you later. Bye. Hello, everyone. It is currently 1 p.m. and I have a lot of updates for you. This has been a torturous day from hell. So, this morning I made it in time to the American Embassy in Dublin, and when I get there, they asked me for a form, and I'm like, what would that form be? And it was a form that my lawyer didn't tell me to have ready. So I've now showed up to the appointment without the most important letter that you need printed out to get in. And while I have all of this, the lawyer the tour company hired didn't inform me that I needed this letter. So we were off to a great start. And obviously I can't contact anyone because it is like 7, 8 a.m. in the UK and everyone in America is sleeping. So I have to sort it out myself. Luckily, the woman was really nice. You have to, queue to get into a security check to then get into the American Embassy building. It's a whole ordeal. The woman outside was really lovely, and she was, talking me through the name of the form and stuff like that, and ultimately, I, went through my records, and I found the form, and she told me, where would be open for me to print it at, 8 in the morning. So I went to the pharmacy to print it out, and she also let me know that I needed photos that, again, I had not been told I needed from my lawyer, or anyone had not run this past me that I needed any of this stuff. And I'm not blaming anyone, but being left in the dark and not knowing any of this shit and being in Dublin on my own while everyone else is in fucking America and they can just wake up in the morning and celebrate the good news and I'm in the fucking trenches, it pissed me off beyond words. I cannot tell you enough. I was so angry. I think they might be over here. Yeah, they're over here. So one of the most important things you need for this final stage visa interview is visa photos, which no one has told me. And so luckily this lovely woman was like, go to this pharmacy and they do them as well. So I go to this pharmacy and I get these visa photos done. They're not passport photos because they're bigger. And I get them done. And I look fucking awful in them. Who gives a shit? And then I'm able to use that woman's... So I asked the woman if she was able to print out the form that I now had and they didn't have a printer. So I had to walk back to my hotel, which was a 20-minute walk. Because the woman told me that the 8 a.m. didn't matter anymore because I've already checked in. So I walked 20 minutes to my hotel because I couldn't get a fucking taxi or Uber. I print out the documents that they need. I go back to the embassy and I go in. And, I go through the security. It's fucking terrifying. And then they let me into the embassy building. They take your phone off you. They take literally any electronics you have and they put them in a locker. And they give you a little lanyard. And then you go in and you don't have anything. So I get into the embassy building and there are genuinely... I would say 200 people in this small space, and obviously you don't have your phones, there's nothing you can fucking do, twiddle your thumbs, so you wait in a queue, and I go up to the office, and they scan your passport, look at your passport, take your fingerprints, and what else did they do? She basically was just, asking me to confirm the numbers on my passport and stuff, and then great. She gave me my passport back, said it was all good, my passport was all good, this is important for the story, and said my documentation was okay, and then you get in a line to then do the visa interview. Now, I didn't know what to expect when I heard visa interview, but it genuinely is in this room with 200 people packed in. You line up one by one, and you go up to the desk. Everyone watches you do the interview. You're standing here, the person's there. You both have they have a mic, and you have a mic, so everyone can hear the conversation loudly. And the embassy people are, they're quite stern and quite, whatever. And I think, no shade, but I do believe it's a little bit of a power trip because they have all these people listening to them and, the interrogation or whatever. So eventually I go up and I have all my documentation and everything's fine, which is great. I'm like on the O1. They were going through everything, a lot of questions. They did a lot of Googling. One of my favorite moments were when they went, what is your connection to Colleen Ballinger? Why is your name in the media with her? Had to explain that. And then they were like, oh, I'm so sorry you went through that. And I went, thank you. And then he goes, yeah, you've got the visa. And I go, great. And he goes, but I'm denying you the visa because your passport has wear and tear. So keep in mind, I've now been in that room 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, because it took so fucking long. I went through one interview in it where that woman took my passport, scanned it, everything was great. I line up, do the entire interview with him while he's holding my fucking passport. And then he says I got the visa. And then he goes, but we're going to deny you the visa because your passport is wear and tear. And I'm like, really? And I go, wait, so what, next! Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm so annoyed because I'm the one who spent fucking nearly $15,000 to be there out of my own money. And these people are so, next. I understand you're going through a lot of people, but my goodness gracious me. And so anyways, I'm like not leaving, and I'm like, what do you mean my passport? And he goes, well, I can't give you the visa because your passport has too much wear and tear, which is crazy because I travel on that passport. I literally traveled to America a couple days ago on that passport. There's no issues with it. And he goes, you're going to need to get a new passport. And it'll take like 15 to 25 days and it'll come back to us and whatever. And then they'll like stamp it. And I go, well, we don't have 25 days. This is supposed to be a 3-day turnaround, you know? And so anyways, he gives me this letter which says, based on the information you provided, your visa application has been denied under section 211 of the Immigration and Nationality Act, whatever. You may submit your requested documents through a DPD courier send service. So like this is me sending my new documents. And then he's canceled that out and selected other and says new passport. New PPF. Whatever that means. So I was like, fuck this shit. So I call my mom and I'm panicking, and I go to the passport agency in Dublin. I tell them what happened. They look at my passport and they go, really? It was denied? Like, your passport? And I go, yes, it was denied. And they were like, we can get you a new passport today. It's going to be expensive, but we can get you. And I was like, sure. So I then had to walk 20 minutes to go to the nearest fucking place that I could take photos for the passport. I go back to the Dublin passport place. I get the forms. I fill out the forms. I hand the forms in. They tell me I need to have the police sign my photos and sign my form as like an authoritative. I walk 30 minutes to the police station. They sign it. I walk back to the passport place. I hand it over. I get my receipt and I'm picking up my new passport at 2:30 and it's currently 1:20. And I don't know if I can get back into the embassy. I do not know. It's appointment based. So I have this little dumbass sheet that's like new passport needed. So I'm going to have to go to the embassy after I get my new passport and just honestly at the door be like, please let me in. Like, I literally, I was right up to getting the stamp in front of that man before he just went, your passport has wear and tear. We've denied you the visa because of that. Are you kidding me? So I'm going to hope and pray. They're open until 5, that once I get the passport, I'm going to go back to the embassy and be like, hey, they told me to get an express one and come back and prove it to them. I don't know if that means that I have to go through another interview. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. I'm so pissed off. I'm so frustrated. And I'm so just like that I went through the entire process, so stressed out, waiting hours, finally doing the interview, passing the interview, by the way. and then getting denied at the last minute because my passport has wear and tear when they've had my passport the entire time. So now, after paying a shit ton of money to get a new fucking passport, I don't even know if I can get back into the embassy. And if I do, I have to restart that entire process again. Waiting hours, going up, doing another interview. And it's so hard to fake being nice today because I am so angry, frustrated, pissed off. Oh my god, the lovely housekeeper positioned my teddy bears. Wait, that is so cute. Oh, that is so cute. I love those little guys. You know, it's fucking frustrating, and I'm gonna have to go through the entire process again, if I'm able to go through it again today. That's the best case scenario. The best case scenario is something that pisses me off. I'm so exhausted. I was up all night, and I hate to complain, but fuck me, this is the reality right now. I was up all night on calls to do with work, which was great and exciting. Up early this morning. I was hoping this fucking process would take maybe a couple hours. Well, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. We're currently 6 hours in, and so much has happened, but we're restarting it again. I'm going to be spending my entire day doing this back and forth with the fucking embassy when I already got approved. But it was just that one officer was like, we don't want to stamp that passport. And you know why it's frustrating as well? I have my tour manager messaging me being like, everything great? Did we get it? And that's all well and good, but out of everyone involved in this full shebang, right, of me going to America and working in America, I'm the only one who's fucking dealing, genuinely, in my opinion, with the fucking in-person stress of having to do all this. I'm the one running between agencies and fucking police stations and back to the agencies and police stations and the fucking embassy and then back and paying thousands of dollars on shit that's so unnecessary. And I'm just like, what is this for? It's frustrating. It's so frustrating. And the reason that I'm in this predicament and the reason that everything's falling on me is because I don't have management. Like, anyone else I know who's gone through this specific work visa or has had a project in America they need to be out for, they've had management, sort it and deal it. That's what you hire them for. But I didn't have it until this stage. Thankfully, one of the calls last night I was on is one of the final stages of hiring management with a manager that I really fucking love in a management company. So I'm excited to look forward to that because, oh my god, I have so many people depending on me right now. And it all falls on my shoulders. I'm the responsibility. I'm the one who, you know what I mean? It's so exhausting and frustrating that everything comes down to me and I'm the one who has to do everything. I'm sorry for being a fucking bitch right now, but I cannot express enough how much spending hours of your day in that fucking embassy building with screaming children, people fighting, arguments, fucking, like, standing like this to people, not having any distractions, all your stuff's been taken off you, and to go through that for hours, do your interview, which you're so stressed about, get approved, and then get denied because of your passport, and then know that I have to do it all again today. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. If I wasn't going back to that damn embassy, I would be having a fucking cocktail right now. Oh, muckers, it's so much. It's so much. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed. Like, having people reach out to me by being like, do we have a good update? And I'm like, you have no idea what I've been through today. Well, anyways, let me give you a little haul of what I got. I went to a little Irish shop. I got this hat. Look how cute that is. I really love it. Wait, is it gonna be... Oh, and it's one of these, like... I love hats that are like that. Oh, I love it! Oh, I love it! Why's my hair doing that, though? Oh my god, I love it! Yee! I got a postcard for my little scrapbook journal thing. And I also got a Luck of the Irish Clover necklace. You know why, babe? Because we fucking need a little bit of luck. We need a little bit of luck. And we're putting it on right now. We're putting this shit on right now. I have my butterfly that I got in New York. I look awful. It's not a good day. It's not a fucking good day. So, Mariah Butterfly meet Irish Clover. We need some sort of luck. Alright. Why is it so... Is it a fucking choker? Jesus Christ. But anyways, before I go and get my passport, I need to print out the documents that my lawyer refused to tell me that I needed to print. Someone's phone's ringing. Ugh, it's on the wrong way. I'm just frustrated. I like, when you pay people a lot of money and they don't communicate with you what you're supposed to do, and then you show up at the fucking embassy and you look like a dickhead who doesn't know anything because I don't know anything, but I'm like, wow, I paid someone a lot of money to, like, let me know what I was supposed to be doing right now. Well, I mean, in fairness, I didn't have any say over the lawyer that the tour company hired, but my goodness, I cannot wait to have some sort of management of, like, people that are, like, looking out for me or something, because Jesus Christ, Lord Almighty. Another day in Dublin, everyone. Hello, welcome back. So the vibes are definitely better this time of the morning than they were yesterday this time of the morning. So obviously yesterday was such a disaster, and I would be lying if I told you that I didn't cry myself to sleep last night just from being so overexhausted and just overwhelmed and whatever. And so ultimately, I'm gonna have to go back to the embassy on Monday, is what I was, told. Oh, did I even tell you what happened whenever I went back to the embassy? I don't think I did. Oh my god, okay, so I go back to the embassy, and there's like a security building before you get to the actual embassy building, which is the one that you have to go through for security and stuff. So I wait at that building, like right after I go back, whenever I got my new passport, and I'm waiting there for like 10 minutes, and then I hear like boom, boom, boom on the building, and then I see a police guard, and he's like this to like the window, and I go up to the window, and he's like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "Oh, I had to come back with my new passport to get it stamped." And he was like, "Well, I don't know about that." And I was like, "Well, yeah, they told me to. Look, they signed here." And he went, "Well, that wasn't me that signed that." And fucking locked up the thing, and I was like, okay, these people just have this huge power trip and are so fucking rude. So anyways, I continue standing there, and another person comes up, and they go like, "What?" And I'm like, "Hey, like, I need to get my passport stamped today. Like, I had to go get a new passport. Here it is." And he goes, wait, when were you here? Like, he goes in conversation, and then I start to tell him, and he goes, "Stop!" And he just closes up. Like, he was telling me to stop the conversation, he just shouted, "Stop" at me. Okay, alright, okay, fine. So, they were like, "Come back Monday." And I was gonna go back Monday, but Monday is a federal holiday in the United States, which means that the embassy is closed because they go on USA and Irish federal holidays. So now I'm in Dublin until at least Tuesday. And you know what really bothers me? What really, really, really bothers me is everyone around me, who, works on any projects that I have to do in America. They just say to me, "Okay, great. stay in Ireland until at least Wednesday. And I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm spending my own money to extend hotels, flights, all the rest, while everyone else is just going to walk away with profits from the tour, right? But I'm out of pocket doing everything in person, and meanwhile everyone else on the team's in America, and they can just, twiddle their thumbs and take all the profits. So it's really frustrating to me, honestly, that before the first show that I'm doing has even started, I've been out of pocket so much money. Like, I had to pay for my own visa, which, don't know if I should have had to do that. And then I've had to pay to fly to Dublin, stay in a Dublin hotel, extend the Dublin hotel. I had to pay for an emergency new passport. And, it's just I'm is it worth it? Is it worth it? So I had another call with the management last night, and I am hiring them, which is great. And they're starting working on Monday, which is amazing. I'm so excited because I'm going to have fucking management, and I'm going to have people looking out for me now, which is great. And their first thing that they want to do is start, dissecting, all of the projects that I've been doing, and just kind of making sure that, if I've been out of a lot of money, that I will be reimbursed and stuff like that. And it's just nice knowing that, there's going to be people coming on board who are going to be, looking out for me. So I'm excited for that. But anyways, yesterday was terrible and really irritating, and quite honestly, one of the most frustrating days of my life. Listen, we'll not dwell on it any further. We'll move on. It's a new day in Dublin, and there's there's literally nothing we can do about it until at least Tuesday, which sucks because it's a Saturday, and I was hoping to be out of Dublin by today. I was supposed to check out of my hotel today and go back to Derry and see Bonnie and Dolly and my family, because I haven't been home, since Christmas. But I need to extend this dumbass trip. And again, I'm grateful that I'm, here, and I love Dublin. And again, Dublin's such a beautiful city that, I would rather have to keep extending it in Dublin than, I don't fucking know. I'm just trying to be positive here. But it's frustrating because this is now eating up the time that I was going to spend with my family and my dogs before I left to do this tour. And I'm in the process of moving out of my apartment in Brighton. But oh my god, of course, everyone around me is able to be like, oh, just stay on in Dublin and just do this. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. I'm so glad you guys are making that decision. So I am not happy right now, is all I'll say. I'm not happy at all. And I'm not going to be happy until this visa situation gets completely sorted, because it was supposed to be sorted by now. And there were delays. And then I got approved. And then the interview stage, which is the final stage. So I have been approved the visa. I just need to clarify that. But you have to get your passport stamped. So now there's delays with getting my passport stamped. So in theory, I don't have the visa until my passport is stamped. So while I may tell you I'm approved, which is true, I do have the visa, it doesn't mean shit until I get it in my passport. When will I get it in my passport? I don't know. But anyways, I'm excited that on the shows, I'm for sure going to be talking about all this. I'm going to be talking about even deeper things. And I know the tour company are probably not going to want me to talk about this because it's not necessarily a great look for anyone involved. But let me tell you something. This is going to be material on the show about the fucking backstage of it all, because my goodness. But anyways, again, today is a new day. We can do nothing until at least Tuesday. So what I'm going to do, it's I think 1 p.m. right now. I have been sleeping really badly. I think I've just been really, really, really stressed. I keep waking up at 2-hour intervals, which is not ideal if I'm being honest. But what I just did was continue trying going back to bed, and I eventually got back to bed until at least I think 12:30. And then I just kind of lay in bed until 1, and then I took my shower. So now I'm getting ready to leave the hotel, and we have basically an entire day where we can do whatever we want in Dublin, which is exciting. I'm staying right beside St. Stephen's Green, which is like a big park in Dublin, so I think I'm gonna go walk around there. Last time I went there, I went with my mum whenever I stayed in this hotel last, and we had a great time. I think I love that park. I can't remember it, if I'm being completely honest. Hi. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Can I replace things in the minibar or do you prefer?
I'm good. I'm good with everything. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You too, thank you. Wait, that's so calm. Someone just came to my door and I thought it was going to be like housekeeping or something. But instead it was this man. He had like this little bag and he was like, do you want me to replace anything in the mini fridge? I didn't realize that it was someone separate than housekeeping that did the refill of the mini fridge. This is one of those hotels where it's like weighted, where if you take anything out, it's immediately censored. That's when you know you're in a fancy hotel. We're gonna go get coffee, we're gonna go do the park, we're gonna just dilly-dally. And I was invited out tonight by these two really sweet girls that I met at the Charlie XCX meet and greet a couple months ago. And they were like, hey, like my friend's party's tonight and we're gonna like go to a bar and then we're gonna go to the club, like if you would love to join. And I messaged them and I was like, you have no idea how much I would love to join. You have no idea how much I would love some plans for a Saturday in Dublin, because let me tell you something, I feel quite fucking lonely right now because, and I'm not lonely because obviously my friend Neve's living with me and I have a lot of people around me right now, but after yesterday, like running back and forth, basically begging people to talk to you and begging people to like take you on, oh, it feels very isolating and very lonely. So I would love to have plans tonight. So, oh, that's a lot of blush. So I think that's what's going to happen tonight. And if it doesn't, that's fine. I was going to meet up with Angelina last night, the YouTuber, but she didn't get back to me in time because I fell asleep before she got back to me because she was at dinner and I was like not in a good state. So I don't know if we're going to see each other on this trip, but I guess it continues to be fucking renewed. So I guess I'm here for fucking ages. So yeah, that's the update. Again, I grew up coming to Dublin. So there's a lot of great memories here. My mom grew up here. My dad frequently would come here. My family used to come to Dublin all the time on like little holidays. I used to come to Dublin all the time to do auditions whenever I was doing theatre and drama and shows and stuff like that. And so I used to come here for all the Colleen shows. I used to come here for basically any concert I would go to. So there are a lot of great memories in Dublin for me and a lot of bad ones, but you live and you learn. And it's just nice to be back, and it's nice to be back in Dublin as an adult because last time I was in Dublin, I was 17 years old, I think, with my mom. Yeah, I was 17 years old, and we stayed in this hotel. And over the years, I think I've like flown into Dublin and like maybe spent like a day here, but I've like always just stayed in my hotel or it's been a layover. And this is the first time that I'm getting to like explore Dublin as like an adult on my own. And let me tell you something, it's really dope. I really, really, really like it. I always considered, you know, spending time living here because it would be so close to my family and stuff like that. The only problem is Dublin is so expensive. Like, Dublin is one of the most expensive cities in the world that I'm like, if I'm going to pay all that money, I mean, I'm not going to choose Dublin. No shade. So anyways, let's get ready and then let's head out. Okay, so I'm currently in St. Stephen's Green, which is the big park in Dublin. Let me show you, look at these colors. Let me show you how beautiful it looks right now. Again, this is a park that I used to come here with my mum all the time, but like, that just isn't true. I've been here maybe like once or twice with my mum. But anyways, I just got off a call with my granddad because I was updating him on how everything went with the embassy and the visa yesterday. And, you know, he used to work very closely with them years and years ago. And he was just saying like, it's all, you know, down to like power trips and stuff. But anyways, I'm super grateful that the weather is really nice. Oh my god, I remember this part from whenever I came with my mum and we walked down here. I think we have a photo like right here actually. Oh my god, it's so beautiful today. You take a photo. Because if I didn't take a photo, was I really here? It's so funny because I've been in cities, like major cities, so often recently. I haven't seen big grass areas in a while. I mean, I could have seen them if I was in New York. I mean, they have Central Park there, but I just mean in general. I'm so used to the tall buildings, but Dublin really isn't that anymore. Look how beautiful this is. Everywhere you go in this park, there's like another little area where you'll find where there'll be like these little rocks right here where people are just like sitting, and look at people just sitting on the grass over here, feeding the seagulls. It's just ironic that there's fucking seagulls here. I feel like I'm back in Brighton. Wow, this is so beautiful. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, I've just been strolling around Dublin, and look, I'm at the famous, like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. And also, for Ireland, are we in January? This is like really, really, really great weather. So I'm super, super, super pleased. Down here was where Temple Bar is, and obviously it is so busy right now. But yeah, I'm really just enjoying wandering around the streets. I'm super grateful for such good weather. Okay, hi muckers. It is a little bit later now. It is about to be 7 p.m. and I was just editing this video and kind of rounding it all off. I've been back in my hotel room doing emails. I just got off a long call and I'm going out tonight and I'm really excited for that. So I'm going to start getting ready for that. But I wanted to end off the video. This was a very, very, very stressful 24 hours and I wanted to document it because I also just kind of want to be very transparent with like things that go on behind the scenes because mama, it can get messy and it can get stressful, and I don't know, a lot of people would advise not showing things like this, but I wanted to show it because it's reality. And you know, people see me traveling and you know, I just want to let you know that like some trips are literally like this as well, where I'm like not having a great time and don't want to be here. And yeah, but I hope that tonight will be fun. I'm really excited for it. I'm grateful for the girls inviting me out, and I know that I have to be in Dublin, unfortunately, until at least Tuesday, but I hope come Tuesday, everything is sorted out and I can go home, I can see Bonnie and Dolly, I can see my mum and dad, see my brothers, and be home for a couple days before I have to go back to Brighton to move out. Obviously, a lot's happening right now, and we're just riding the motion, we're riding the waves, and that's how it goes. So I'm definitely a little bit more positive today. Yesterday was just brutal. It would have killed anyone. But I hope you're all doing well. I will see you in my next one, and goodbye.